Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Toy Mercs, the Joe Zone. As Beetlejuice would say, it's showtime.
We're back.
All right. Tonight we have a special guest. Y'all know Dave's out right now. He's going to be out for a few weeks. So we're going to have some guests come on the show, fill in, help kind of fill in the gap. Got Adam Frederick tonight. He's been on before. You guys probably know his dioramas. You probably seen them. You probably own some of them. So he's going to be on tonight. Just real quick, a little bit in the news. For those that you haven't heard, the dock strike is over temporarily till January the 15th. They come to an agreement. If you're not familiar with it, they were striking for 77% raise over 6 years. They were offered 50%. I don't know what the final settlement was they come to, but they weren't allowed to talk to the media. Only the president, Baggett, or whatever the guy's name was allowed to talk to them. But don't tell nobody. I was able to slip in. I got the lowdown. I talked to a few of the guys on the strike line down there, and I found out the whole deal behind it. I said, look, guys, you're making $39 an hour. You want $69 an hour. What gives here? What's going on? And the majority of the people said, hey, we don't want to have to decide between Black Series and Marvel Legends. We need enough money to get them all. So there you go. That's what it's all about. They're trying to keep up with Hasbro. Hasbro's throwing too much stuff out there at one time, not to mention the gradual price increases. And I found out the no automation thing that they were wanting in there, it was for Hasbro Pulse's website. Don't automate it. Let somebody get on there and do it so it don't keep crashing. But my understanding is, of course, they got to renegotiate January the 15th. It's only temporary, but until then, Hasbro has agreed to suspend Target exclusives until they can get this contract settled. So there you go, folks. That's the news.
So leave the toilet paper alone.
Yeah, quit buying up all the toilet paper. On a serious note, though, we would like to take just a moment, for the hurricane victims. Seen some sad stories. I actually watched a little clip. They had a woman on the news. She watched her son. They had a picture of her son. I don't know. He probably was maybe 10 years old. She actually watched him get washed away in the hurricane. I mean, that's just one of the losses. I think there's over 200 losses now that they know of, still people missing. So our hearts go out to those people. I mean, that's I couldn't imagine losing a child that way, and it's sad. So, whatever your beliefs are, throw up a little prayer for them. And, if you can help. I mean, there's Red Cross and people, they're out doing drives. I think a lot of the toilet paper that's being bought up is going to being shipped over there to them. But, anything you can do to help, if you can't do nothing to help, at least keep them on your mind, because it's really a sad situation. And I know we got Joe Bros over in the Carolinas and Georgia and all that, and their families and friends and all. Let's keep them in our minds and in our hearts, while they're trying to recover from this. So it was a bad situation, and that things like that happen. But that's why we're here, to support each other and to help each other get back up when we get knocked down. And I'd like to think that somewhere along the lines of something like that happened here in in Alabama, and we were in distress, which we've seen many times from tornadoes and things. How it tends to bring people together, and they come together and do the right thing. They put all the politics and everything else aside, and they come together to help people. And that's what it's really all about. It's about helping each other out and being decent human beings. So we want to remember them just for a moment. And
let's all throw up a prayer for Dave as he's in his recovery stages, and for Nancy, our number one fan, mother. She's a little under the weather and sick right now.
Yep. So we spent all day at the ER. So I tried to prepare as much as I could for the night to cover it, fill in for Dave. But so I'll do my best, and I can't promise to be as grumpy as he is, but I at least got the McFarlane down. So I got that covered. So all right. Well, let's go ahead and bring Adam in, and let's see what he's got for us.
Hi.
Hey, Adam.
How's everybody doing?
All right.
All right. So do I just hit the ground running, or how's this go?
Just hit it running.
Okay. So I guess I could start with my big pickup for the week, or the weekend, as it were. So I guess it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, because the show didn't happen 2 weeks ago or last week. So
That's like, yeah.
I was asking about this guy. There was a lot of confusion about what I was talking about. This is the new Alf. For those of you who don't know, I happen to love the Alf figures. All right, so this is him. Finally found him. Now, he is the exact same base body figure as the original Alf or any of the other versions of him. However, what makes him super, super cool is all of the super cool accessories, starting with sunglasses, t-shirt, no problem t-shirt. He comes with the 1980s style cordless phone, cell phone baby. He's got a skateboard with his logo on both sides. That's right. Couldn't be 80s Alf without a Rubik's Cube. All right. He comes with his own brand of pizza. And one of the things that I like about the Alf stuff is the humor that NECA brings into it. So it might be hard to read on there with the lighting, but it says, "You've tried the best, now try the rest." So I think that's pretty funny. Comes with 2 little pieces of pizza, kind of like the Ninja Turtles come with. The coolest part that he comes with is probably the TV that has the Alf cartoon on it.
Mm.
All right, there we go. And that's the same TV that they've used for like Nightmare on Elm Street. The movie Ninja Turtles have a TV like that. And to go with the TV, we have a video game system, which is absolutely wonderful. So if you're someone who likes to do pictures and stuff like that, which I dabble into the hobby, the accessories that he comes with are just a lot of fun. This is the 4th version of the figure. There have been 2 Comic-Con exclusives. Sorry, I was looking at my shelf. There have been 2 Comic-Con exclusives, and then the original, now him. They have a Rocker Alf, which got solicited, I don't know, like 6 months ago, and it still hasn't come out yet. So I am patiently waiting for that to happen. But yeah, that's my new haul for this week. This was the only thing that I got this week, I guess. But that's okay because it's Alf and he's wonderful. There you go. We want to roll into my pictures next.
Yeah, we're getting that.
Okay. All right. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about was my discussion topic, and this is to both of y'all or anybody in chat. What do we think about abandoned toy lines? And so what I'm talking about with abandoned toy lines, something like this, the NECA Back to the Future figures, which are absolutely wonderful, but there's something that is missing from them. You know, there is a glaringly obvious thing missing from the collection. And for Back to the Future, it's Back to the Future 3 figures. They haven't made any. The originals,
Clint Eastwood.
We need Clint Eastwood Marty, we need Blacksmith Doc, and we need Mad Dog Tanner.
Yep.
And so I tend to be a completionist with my collecting, which is something that I don't like, but it's something that I am.
Me too.
And so I guess my question is, what lines do you collect that are unfinished, and how much does that kind of bother you? Because there are other lines that I collect that are unfinished. The worst one for me is Back to the Future, because like I said, they made Marty, they made Doc, they made Griff or Biff, whichever version you prefer. They have the likeness rights. The figures were at least somewhat popular enough that they are fetching a decent price on the aftermarket. So what's NECA doing here? Why can't I get my Back to the Future 3 figures? If we go to another picture. All right, this is another example. McFarlane years ago came out with these 2 Star Trek figures. They were supposed to do a whole line of Star Trek, and these are the only 2 figures that they ever made. And so I understand, like, you might not want to do all of the crew members of every Star Trek, and that could get, a little daunting. But you got 2 captains here. Why can't I have Janeway? Why can't I have Cisco? I'd even take an Archer figure. If you're going to start the line, let me finish the line. This one doesn't bother me as much because, it's not like there's just a missing piece, but there should be more. Right. You got companies like Super 7. the way Super 7 rolls out like their figures, you'll put 3 random whoever's with one key figure. And it's like, I don't want to get into lines that then get abandoned. And then I'm left with a hole in my collection, I feel like. And so if we could go to another one. Oh, no, skip that one. We'll come back there. All right, this one. Not the Vader, but the Vader kind of plays into it. These are my Star Wars guys. So these are Diamond Select. Diamond Selected Disney exclusive action figures from Star Wars. They have Boba Fett. They have the Stormtroopers. They did a Darth Maul figure, and then they did a Chewbacca figure. Now, I can understand Boba Fett. I can understand Boba Fett, however you want to say it. I can understand Stormtroopers. But if you're making Star Wars figures, there's certain characters that should be... Where's Luke? If you make Chewbacca, why don't I have a Han Solo?
Exactly.
Why don't you make Darth Vader? And it seems like there seems like this... I don't know if it's a trend or if it's just a situation where it's almost like they put stuff out to test the waters first, to see if people will buy it enough before they put the good stuff out. Or not the good stuff even, but the stuff that people really want. My Vader on here, that's the Hyper Real series. And that was a Hasbro line that they did Luke and Vader in first. And then dropped the line. Just dropped it off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
And you could actually get those at Ollie's at one point for like $25 or $30, I think. And so it's just becoming a pet peeve of mine that I don't know. I guess I'm hyper fixating on or something like that. To the point where, like, with certain lines, it's almost like if I can't have the core figures, if I can't have the core group, I don't want it. I don't want to get, excuse the language, I don't want to get jerked around here. Like stop it. If we could go to the Puppet Master figure or a picture, yeah, there you go. These guys are great. The movies were not. However, I used to watch them when I was little. And when they first announced this line, they did Pinhead, Blade, Tunneler, and Torch. And then nothing came out for like 2 or 3 years. It was like they just dropped off the face of the earth. And then at the beginning of this year, Six Shooter and Jester came out, and now they're supposed to have Leech coming out, which is the girl character. And she's supposed to come with the big puppet box and all that kind of stuff. And it's great. And they look wonderful. But I had the first 2 releases and I sold them off because I just had random 4 miniature figures sitting on my shelf that I don't collect that way. And I know I know NECA doesn't have to cater to me, but at the same time, I think there's enough collectors in the world that are like me where at least let me know you're going to do the whole line, because it's starting to get annoying to not have a completed set. And if we can go back to my dinosaurs picture, this is the one that I'm most worried about now. I have been dreaming of these figures like since I started back collecting, I don't know, 8 years ago now, 9 years ago, whatever it was, when I got into adult collecting, which sounds dirtier than it should. This was a line that I wanted. I loved this show as a kid. These figures look great. As far as I'm aware, there was a lot of like positive response to them. But we're at this point now where the first ones came out. First ones came out about a year ago now, and they haven't announced anything else. We got Baby, we got Earl, and then we got 2 variants of Earl.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, if you're just gonna do Baby and Earl, that's fine. But at least, I don't know. At least tell me. At least let me know what you're gonna do. They're amazing figures. They really are. But I want the whole family. I would buy anything that they made in the line. Clearly, I have Super Earl over there. But so I don't know. I guess is that just me? Is that, are they having to cut everything back? Are they discontinuing stuff? What are there lines that you've collected that got abandoned? Yeah, that's kind of what I've been wanting to talk about.
Yeah. I get, of course, I know sometimes I just cancel lines. One of my biggest ones is the Playmate Star Trek figures. I've got every single one of them.
Wow, that's a
I
lot.
spent hours and hours trying to collect all the, but it aggravated me that they didn't do a Ezra Dax. So I
Okay.
feel like even though I got Jadzia, I don't have Ezra, and I feel like the DS9 set's not complete without her.
Right.
But she was a mainline character in the last couple of seasons, and then Trendmasters back in the late '90s, maybe late '90s, early 2000s, when they done the Migos. They were kind of like Migos style. They were about 8 inches, Lost in Space. They
Okay.
did the robot. They did Will, Dr. Smith, Wes, and Judy. But they never done the mom, the dad, or Penny. They even had the Cyclops with the boulder and the Carrot Man. I don't know if you remember that. The dude is dressed up like they put those out with that
That was
line.
actually before my time.
Yeah. So I think this was like late '80s. Late
Okay.
'80s. It was around the time when the Lost in Space movie come out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they done some like retro stuff. And they were in their silver suits. They were in their silver like first season suits. But they never done the mom, the dad, and Penny. And that kind of aggravated me. I said, I got, 4 of the 7 members, and I don't have the other, the other 3. So yeah, I get where you're coming from. And I don't know, maybe it's because the line didn't do well at first, and but usually they, when they start a line like that, usually they have a second wave in the works. And if the first wave don't sell good, they usually like short produce a second wave or something. But I guess they just done the one wave and that was it. I don't know if
Well,
that was
and see,
all they were
like,
planning on doing or what. But
that's where I get with my Back to the Future guys. It's like you already have the likeness rights. You made 4 versions of Marty. You made 3 versions of Doc. Give me at least like a Comic-Con set of Marty and Doc with you can make the box look like the clock that that they do the picture in front of in the movie and everything.
Yeah.
The line is collected enough where like certain figures from it, like the Griff, he's expensive on the secondary market still.
Yeah.
And so I don't get it. I don't know. It's just been something that's been really new. I want to get to the grumpy part of it, and I'm like, this gets me grumpy.
Yeah. And see, I would want the Needles. I would want Principal Strickland. I would want George.
Right, and I'd be fine with any of those. But if you're just gonna do Doc and Marty and Biff, Griff, Mad Dog, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's the villain. That's the 2 main characters. I'm good with that. What are you doing? And then there's stuff like with you can see him back here with the NECA quarter scale stuff. I know Jack Nicholson's likeness rights are crazy. I don't fault you for not doing that. You did Penguin, you did Catwoman, and that's great. But like you have the likeness rights to some of these things. Come on, what are we doing here?
Well, as G.I. Joe collectors, we're used to them just canceling a line out of the blue. Because they do that with the 25th series and all that stuff. I mean, you get used to it, I guess.
If you're going to cancel it, cancel it. Tell me it's canceled.
Yeah.
And then I can let go of the hopes, I guess.
And Fun Publications, they tried their best to get out all the vintage figures in 25th style, but finally, and I don't understand because I know they were planning. I guess that's when they started planning the 25th. The classified, but they just kind of they pulled the Transformers license, but they let them keep the Joe license for a couple more years. They were able to do a couple more conventions, and then they pulled it into 2018. And I guess they were trying to prep for relaunch of the classified. That's why they pulled it. But I'm like, if you're going to do the classified, go ahead and let them keep the rights to the 3 3/4 inch or 4 inch, whatever you call it. Let them go ahead and keep those and keep doing them. They would still be doing conventions if they still had the license.
And then also you let Super 7 make 3 3/4 scale GI Joes, and now they even have the O-ring versions of them. So like, clearly you're not trying to get that money.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's what they said. They said that without the convention exclusives, which helps pay for their time and the set, getting the convention set up. They said it just wasn't. They just couldn't afford to do it. It wasn't worth doing the conventions without exclusives to help drive it. And so that's why that was the last Joe Con was in 2018, and when they lost the license, that was it. But they were able. I mean, they really put a push there at last 2 years to try to get out as many redos. I mean, they was doing stuff like the Sonic Fighter versions of them and all that. And I give them, kudos for trying. But there's still a lot of them that they didn't get around to. That especially from the '90s Joes that they didn't get around to. And I think a lot of people, that it's kind of aggravating, like you said, having those gaps.
Yeah,
you got gaps in your collection if you're trying to collect the same ones you had from when you was a kid.
Yeah, definitely.
I think a lot of it too has to do with people not knowing the line is out there. Like say the dinosaurs line. I have a friend that loves dinosaurs, but they didn't even know the toys were out there.
A thing.
So therefore, if these people that like this stuff don't know it's there, they're not being bought. Leaving them on the shelves, going to clearance, NECA sees that and they're like, oh, maybe this isn't doing as well as we thought it was going to. So they pull back on it and limit their runs of stuff.
Yeah.
That's how, because we've talked about this 1,000 times. Marketing is key for this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Used to, we got catalogs, Sears catalogs. People see that stuff in there. And you think with the internet, especially the internet, everyone's on their phone, on Facebook. These guys will be posting this stuff on their pages, like Hasbro. You do not hardly ever see anything posted by them until they have a con. And then that's the only time they start posting something is when they're having a con. Oh, this was just released. This was just released. But then they're not promoting it throughout the year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So promotion is big. And if it's not being promoted, people's not going to know it's there.
Yeah. And all these podcasters or whatever, the influencers they call it, whatever, if somebody collected something when they was a kid and now that they're adult and they're not like us, it's just everything's about toys,
Mm-hmm.
They're just, everyday people. They might see the dinosaurs say, hey, I used to watch that show. I wouldn't mind having that. That'd be kind of cool to have one of those.
Yeah.
But, so they're not watching these guys doing these videos and things on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You remember Walmart and, I don't even think they do it anymore, but the security things they have there as you go in the door, used to, they'd have a slip over it and it would have like a new movie coming out or something, on DVD or something.
Yeah.
If they would put NECA products on that and have Walmart stick it up there at the front where people will sit when they walk in, that'll get their attention. Say, hey, look, I got action figures of the dinosaurs. That's something pretty cool. I need to go check that out.
So how often do you, or I guess it doesn't work with the G.I. Joes because y'all seem pretty hardcore into the G.I. Joes. If a line gets dropped, if you have glaring holes in your collection, do you get rid of the stuff?
No. I keep my stuff.
I'll take the 25th anniversary. What I did, I started customizing and started making the characters that they didn't do. And actually, a lot of the Joe Cons, they were people sculpting and molding where you could buy heads for the figures like Scoop and some of the others that they never put out in the 25th.
Just missed out on.
And you could get bodies. They would even tell you what bodies, and they'd give you the accessories you need in the head to put on other bodies. Like Lifeline, they eventually released Lifeline, but they actually done a kit with Lifeline's head and his web gear and all.
Right.
And you used the Hardmaster's body because it was red and white, just like Lifeline.
Yeah.
And I actually customized one of those, and of course, a year or two later, they come out with Lifeline. But I've got several. I need to get them out, dust them off, and show them one night on the show. Some of the ones I did. Well, and I bought a few too, like Space Shot. I found him on eBay, and they done a really good job on him. And
with the dinosaurs, I've done a few customs here and there, but I'm not about to build custom dinosaur figures that look on par with that. And so if you're not going to do the other figures, that's fine. I wouldn't have 3 Earls in my collection if I'm not going to have the whole family. Right. I would have Earl and Baby and have them on my, random collection shelf.
Yeah.
But right now I'm really wanting the family. So it's one of those things like, I don't know. It feels like they're stringing you along almost.
You have to do some research on how well those have sold so far through NECA.
Yeah.
That would tell you a lot. If the sales were high on them, then you're probably looking at more.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping with New York Comic Con, because at SDCC they said like, oh, we have a lot of stuff in the works, because people kept saying like we're not seeing a lot of new product. They said, well, we have a lot of stuff in the works. It's just not showing yet.
Right.
So I'm thinking if But I'm thinking with the dinosaur line, if we don't see something at New York Comic Con, that line might be done.
Yeah.
There's always that possibility.
Yeah, well,
It's
definitely.
sad because if more people knew about it, I feel, and more people would buy them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're great looking figures.
They are absolutely great looking figures.
Mhm.
I mean, look at that Earl and Baby. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I
they
can
look.
literally
I mean,
hear
they
him
look
say-
almost like they just come right off the screen.
I can literally hear him say, "Not the mama, not the mama, not the mama," whacking him with a frying pan. And then Work Earl, I mean, looks great. Lunchbox, hard hat, and all.
Yep.
Looks great. But yeah, they're great looking figures.
Well,
I just
anyhow,
I don't know.
that's what I've been mulling over for a little bit. Like
Yeah.
how long do I hold on to the variants if the line's dead?
Yeah.
Because I like that would bother me. It'd be like I'm looking at my Lord of the Rings stuff right now. If they had made the Fellowship, but they didn't have Gandalf, what are you doing? Like, you gotta you've got the side character alerts and all that kind of okay, yeah, I'll get them too, but I want my core group of people. And so I don't know. I don't know how long to hold out. the Back to the Future stuff though, it's I'm not going to get rid of the figures. I like the figures too much, but it's glaringly obvious that you stopped and you didn't finish those last 3 figures. And I just think that the market for those figures was enough that you could do a con exclusive. I mean, they made the dog for crying out loud. They made Einstein. Like come on.
Yep. Dave says here the movie and TV license must be pretty tricky. They're the only lines that can have holes. They have set character lists, and that's a possibility also.
Yeah, like I said, with certain stuff, yeah, definitely likeness rights. But I mean, you clearly have for Back to the Future, you clearly have those likeness rights. You made 4 Michael J. Fox figures.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
And you know, like I was saying earlier, it may have not sold well.
They might not have. Some of them,
and that might be why the price on the secondary market on them is so high too. On certain figures also.
Could be.
Because they didn't sell that well, and there's just so many out there. You know, never seen any at Ollie's, so that's always a good thing.
No, that's true.
But for me, you know, you talking about selling your pieces. If I like it enough to buy it, I'm going to keep it. That's just me.
To a certain point, I agree, but like I said, I tend to be a completionist, and so
yeah, I am too.
But see, it bothers me if I have the Muppets without Kermit.
Right.
I can't do that. I don't. At that point, I don't even want it in my collection. Like it just, I wouldn't want it.
I broke myself from being a completionist, though. I'm just now getting out from being that way. You know,
I'm trying, especially with these guys back here with my McFarlanes. My McFarlanes back here. I'm trying not to be a completionist. I'm trying to just get the movie figures.
Your cartoon turtles.
I'm not being a completionist with those either.
I remember a guy told us one time on here, I'm only getting the turtles.
Well, things happen.
I'm only getting the turtles.
Listen, in my defense, I haven't gotten any new cartoon turtles in a very long time. And there are characters that I don't even remember from the show that NECA's released from those.
Yeah.
I have no interest in getting those. So one of my goals this year for collecting was to not be such a completionist.
I agree with this right here too.
And so that's one of the lines, that and McFarlane are the lines that, or the McFarlane Batman stuff are the lines that I'm really testing myself with.
Yeah. I agree with this Corey's statement. Yeah. NECA does have too many lines in my opinion. It seems like they have a license for everything.
Yeah.
I wonder if part of the problem with NECA is that they have so many different styles. They have the Toonie Terrors, they have the Ultimate line, they have the 8-inch cloth line, they have quarter scale lines. It's
crazy, man.
They have a lot, but I don't know.
Only thing you should have holes is targets and golf courses.
Okay.
And underwear.
Yeah, I mean, most toy lines I'm good with it, but G.I. Joe is hard. I gotta have them all. You know, I grew up on G.I. Joe more than anything, and like I said, the Star Trek Playmate figures. When I got into those, I had to get all those. And buddy, you talking about me and several other people. You know, I was in some message boards and all back then, and there was a lot of people really ticked when they done that Captain Picard that was only 1,701, and they had the Yesterday's Enterprise Yar and then Barkley were all actually they increased Barkley up to 3,000 because they got so many complaints. But then later they went back and released all three in a box set. Yeah. So you know that was how I was able to get all three of them. I actually found a Barkley at Kmart over here in Center, but the other two impossible to find because they only made 1,701. And who thought that was a good idea? I have no idea. I get the premise behind it. But, you know, come on, you're going to tick a lot of people off, and that's exactly what they did.
made the collectibles too collectible, huh?
Right. So, I mean, you know, that's the aggravating part. Like with these exclusives and all the classified so far, I've done pretty good about keeping up. Of course, like you never get completely caught up because they're constantly dropping stuff, and you know, But
I did the first 2 waves of classifieds back when they were still super hard to like. You nearly had to bludgeon a person in the toy aisle to get your hands on one of them, and I said, you know what, I don't need another line. I don't need this. I don't need this kind of stress in my life.
Yeah. Had they not re-released those Cobra Islands from the first wave with the Baroness and those, if they had not re-released those, I would have just stopped. I wouldn't, because I wasn't going to do the 6-inch when I first seen them announced it. I said, I'm not going to do this. And then I walked in there and saw the first 5 in Walmart, and I thought, and I got them. But when I couldn't find the Baroness and some of those others, I said, that's it, I'm done. And then they announced I was going to release some more, so I said, okay, I'll stick it out a little longer. And here I am.
Mine was Beachhead. Beachhead was the one. It was the island ones, and I can't. I'm not doing this. And I like G.I. Joe. You know, my parents were military. I grew up on an army base. Like everyone played with G.I. Joes. But I can't do that. If I'm gonna kill somebody over toys, it's gonna be Turtles or Batman. So.
But yeah, it aggravates me. Like even if I said I want to just do the 25th anniversary, I've got most of those. But there, when they first started doing some of the convention sets, like the October Guard convention sets, extremely hard to find. Those figures individually sell for $200 to $300 a piece. So now that's holes in my collection. I can't afford to
learn to live with it.
And so, yeah, I have to because I can't. Well, it's always I guess in a way it's good because if I ever did get all of them, like with a Star Trek, now I just got them boxed up and setting up because I don't even have nowhere to display them. But it's like once I got all of them, I thought, well, now what do I do?
Well, with my movie Turtles, they did Spirit of Splinter, and he was a Loot Crate or whatever figure when they first did Loot Crate, and I wasn't really sure about doing this Loot Crate foolishness, and so I didn't get him. That's the only figure I don't have from that line, and on the aftermarket now he's about $300, $400, $500 depending on what month it is.
Yep.
I don't need it for that price. I don't need it. I didn't get the new one that they just did for the fall convention with its what is it, Eastman in the Garbage Man outfit that was apparently a cut scene from the original movie.
Yeah,
they were selling it for $50 on NECA store, and I don't need it. I'm good.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just I would like closure with the lines. Like if you're gonna if it's a dead line, tell me it's a dead line. Maybe that's more so what it is than holes in the collection. I don't know. Now I'm just staring at that Back to the Future collection. Anyhow,
and that's the problem. This company's not going to admit that they have a dead line. They're not going to tell you it's dead. They're just going to stop making it. That's how they do things. That's how
but
they
eventually, like they don't renew the rights to it, and then obviously it's dead at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they're not going to come out and tell you, hey, we're not. It's dead. We're not going to make it no more.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let you sit there and wonder like you are now with your Back to the Future guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, they could, if they still own the likeness to them, they could easily.
I think with that set, like I said, with the dinosaurs, I just tell me you're going to make them or not. Tired of getting jerked around. But with that said, Back to the Future, that should be a con exclusive, fancy box that looks like the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Put your two figures in front of it. Yeah. Boom, perfect.
And that was the reason I didn't buy the dinosaur figures, because I've seen every one, all of them at the Super Carl.
Yeah.
Or all I meant. And I just said, they make him and they don't make the rest of them. What's the point in it? And just no point in it.
I agree.
The problem is when you see them, you think, well, these could get bought up and be gone and be extremely hard to find if I don't get them now. But then you're thinking, well, what if I get them and then they don't make the rest of them? Then,
well, then
it's like one of those gambles that you have to decide what you're going to do.
Right.
Well, and with NECA, it seems like their first wave of release, I don't know about other toys, but their first wave of release will get gobbled up super fast and it's just gone. And then like here recently in the last 3 weeks or so, now I'm seeing the original Earl figure and the baby figure back on pegs in Target and in Walmart at this point.
Yep.
And so it's like you couldn't even touch those on eBay for the first 6 months that they came out.
Yeah.
And now you've done another factory release of them and everything. And that's great. That's fine. But it almost like I need to know if they're going to be making the other family or not. Is kind of I guess where I'm at with that line.
Definitely get it.
That's my line that I'm most, I don't know, not that I'm sitting here up all night worrying about it, but that's my biggest worry line right now. The mortgage is paid, so now I can focus on worrying about the dinosaur figure.
I get it though. I get exactly what you're
I get it too.
Like I said, those Trendmaster Lost in Space figures baffled me for a long time. That just drove me crazy that I didn't have the other three main characters. I'm like, And Ezra Dax I kind of got because it kind of started fizzling out about the time she come on the show. But I was still like, man, can't you like at least slip her in there on one of those last? It wouldn't have been hard. All it had to do was a new head sculpt and put it on Jadzia's body, or one of the.
Well, and those Playmates bodies were all basically the same female body anyhow.
Right. Yeah.
Dave makes a good point here. Next year's the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future, so they may drop some stuff at the New York Comic Con.
Yeah. When they first released it, I think it was the 35th anniversary is what was when they first released it. Right. So maybe that would be great. I'd love it, but I'm not holding out hope for
some Clint Eastwood for them.
I mean, because really, from Back to the Future 3, if you want to do all these variants of Marty, you could have Marty in the pink cowboy outfit.
Yep.
You could have Marty, Clint Eastwood Marty.
Mm-hmm.
And then Doc you could have in his blacksmith outfit, and you can have him in his party outfit. And then Mad Dog, you just have the one version of him. Mm-hmm. There you go, NECA. Give me my money.
Or you could have the rare variant with a fertilizer all over. That would be a con exclusive. Come with a little wagon with the manure wagon for.
I'd buy it. I'd buy it in a heartbeat. That set of movies. That is one of the best. You
need George with his binoculars, and you need him with an alternate mad face and fist. So he can punch Biff out.
Yeah, but Crispin Glover with that whole fiasco with the likeness rights that he sued them over and everything. Oh, they ain't gonna touch anything with that.
Yeah. It'd have to be they'd have to,
kind of the way McFarlane does it's not Batman 66, it's Batman 66 comic version.
Yeah.
Nope, that's what I have, unless y'all want to look at a Batmobile.
Hey, you didn't fulfill your whole hour. What's we still got 20 minutes.
Fulfilling the whole hour?
You gotta have a whole hour.
Okay, well here, let me take We'll cut this guy.
Oh, well, It lights up.
Ooh.
I did get my which I think I posted pictures. I just don't like that can you see it? I just don't like that the Joker won't sit down because of the tails.
Because of the
But I love
coattails.
the hyenas because I get the hyenas sitting there with their heads stuck out the window. But
that was my other big recent grab right here. These guys, and this Robin. I know everybody hated him in the movie. This Robin is stellar.
the only one I've even saw is the Batman. I've seen
the Batman. I got these from Wolf Den. He had a set I pre-ordered through him. And so this Robin, if McFarlane would just make this for every figure, this thing is absolutely amazing. He is 100% great.
Yeah. This is kind of this comment right here. The new Simpson lines they come out with.
Mm-hmm.
They made Bart, Homer, Otto, and comic book guy. Why?
They didn't make comic book guy.
Yeah.
They made the groundskeeper.
Groundskeeper Willie. Otto.
Yeah, he's the one I saw. I hadn't saw the comic book guy.
But why not have a Lisa or Marge or Maggie in there?
They got the small, they got the 5-inch, and then they got the smaller. And
Yeah.
Target's got a set of the whole family, including the dog and cat.
Yeah.
In the small,
and they got the house to go with it.
Then they got the living room with Homer. I'm like, why put Homer there when you already got Homer in this set? So now you're gonna have to get the family. You're gonna have 2 Homers. At least make him a different Homer.
And I don't know, maybe I don't remember from when I was a kid, but it seemed like the Ninja Turtle figures, you would get all 4 turtles every wave, but it would be a different version of the turtle. So you get all 4 turtles in their military outfit, all 4 turtles in their superhero outfit.
Now see that right there. Of course, I didn't do the turtles back in the day, but that would have aggravated me. Like when they had the pizza launcher, they only done 3 of them. They never done the 4th one.
Right.
That something. What I've always heard was something happened to the prototype for that.
But there's a couple of other versions where they only done 3 and never done the 4th. 2 in some of the later waves, and that would have drove me crazy right there, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Like with the Simpsons, I would have done Ned Flanders way before I done Otto.
Well, you can bet there are going to be a lot more of those because
the line seems like people are fairly happy with it, especially for the $12 price point.
Who was it that done them before? Was that was Palisade, wasn't it? That done them years ago.
No,
it was Playmates.
It was Playmates. It was the town of Springfield or something like that.
Ton of
they had all the little rooms that you could put them in, and they could talk and everything.
Yeah, they done a ton of those. I mean, they done a slew. In fact, I got a Simpson Stan Lee figure.
They say these actually fit into the little dios that they had for those. Like they're almost the same exact sizes, only better articulation. So,
they look like it.
Right.
I have the Bartman up there on my brother's memorial shelf because that was one of the things he liked.
Maybe that's why they done Groundskeeper Willie. So maybe that was something that they didn't do in that original line, and they done them to fill in the holes or something.
No, I think they pretty much did everybody in the original line.
They done a lot of them. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw those football players this week.
Yeah, the Alabama players.
The college was doing all of them. They're doing every one of them.
They're doing college action figures.
They are doing college action figures. It's the same. It's the the Savage Crucible people.
The rookie cards of action figures, basically. Yep. So now, if you get the one and they become a big pro player, that'll be worth a lot of money. You wouldn't say?
Well, the Alabama ones, there's only one that actually has I can't remember who it is, but it's actually supposed to be a specific person. The other one, they have different skin tones, but the same number 18 on this chest. I guess 18 national championships or something along those lines. I'm an alumni. I should know more about it, but I don't. So they're 6-inch scale, like 7-inch scale.
We got to keep the grumpiness going, Dave. So it's all in your honor.
Yeah, let's talk about what McFarlane is doing now.
McFarlane.
I did get finally, after delays and everything else, I finally got my Bloodstorm. She sold out quick on Pulps when they went up for pre-order, so I thought I didn't want it to be another like the Cable with the Zabu wave, so I grabbed her pre-order on Amazon. I ain't even had a chance to open her yet and take her out, but it's a cool character. I don't even really see it. Maybe I can get it out and show it next week. But it's a cool character. If you're not familiar, there was a series called Mutant X, in which Havoc from Earth 616, I can't remember how it happened, but he got transported to an alternate Earth where he replaced the Havoc there that had died. And in that universe, Storm had been bitten by a vampire, I think maybe Dracula. And she was turned into like a vampire. Also, if I remember right, of course, you had Jean Grey, and who also become the Goblin Queen in that universe. There was the Beast. The Beast in that universe, if I remember right, because I started reading the series. I never did finish it, but Beast was had a very low IQ. He wasn't really smart. He was more or less dumb, and he was like a child in it, and just some alternate things. And Havoc tried to explain to him. I remember he tried to explain, hey, your Havoc's dead. I'm from another universe, but he ended up joining the team and helping them fight the bad guys there. And like I said, I didn't finish it, so I don't know how it ended. I'm assuming he finally got back because he's back in Earth 616 now. But anyhow, it's a cool figure. This whole Strange Tales set is actually pretty cool. But this, like I said, this is the only one I pre-ordered because all the others didn't seem to be. Even the Helverine or whatever they call him is you still pretty easy to get. I was surprised that they done Lilith from the Midnight Suns, the storyline there. Pretty cool that they done Dracula. I mean, it's an updated version of Dracula. I would still love them to do an updated version of the 4 monsters. I don't know if y'all remember Toy Biz done the Monsters 4-pack back in the day for the Marvel Legends. It had Frankenstein's monster, had Werewolf by Night, had the Tales of the Zombie from Tales of the Zombie, and it had Dracula in it. And it was a cool set. I had it, and I wished I hadn't got rid of it because I think it sells for a couple of $100 now if you find the whole set. But pretty cool. I mean, that's really, like I said, I got that the Joker with the hyenas. I did find Mando on clearance at Walmart for $12.50, so I went ahead and I said, what the heck? I need a Mando anyway. I'll grab me a Mando for $12.50. Hey, I'll take him for that. And so that's really all I bought this last couple of weeks. I did get my little project. Usually when I'm off for Christmas, I get several days off. I usually try to get a puzzle put together for Christmas. And so I found this 2,000-piece Spider-Verse puzzle at Walmart. So that's going to be my challenge for this Christmas holiday. And I got a 3,000-piece DC puzzle at Second and Charles last year. And after I got it put together, it was missing one piece, and the whole thing was miscut. It was like they put 2 together because even the colors were a little slightly different on the half, but it was off by, like this, all the way down the middle of the puzzle.
Wow.
And right on that line, there was one missing. So apparently they had some kind of mishap when they were cutting the thing, and they put 2 together in the box. And I'm missing one piece, but I had about 4 extra pieces of some at the top on that line.
Talk about crazy. Holes in a collection.
Yeah, you talking about that's right in the middle. So I mean, it ain't like you can hide it. It ain't like it's an end piece.
Got to be a completionist with puzzles.
That's one of those things that gets slung off the table really quick, like.
Yeah. So that was very aggravating, and really aggravating that happened. But I don't know, something I guess about when puzzles get so big, because I had a 3,000-piece Star Trek puzzle I put together about 4 years ago, and it was more portrait style it was the original Star Trek, the original series. All the characters, I mean, it had all the aliens and all that, but right across it, you could tell it was slightly off just a hair. So I don't know what happens if they have to do it in 2 cuts because it's so big or what, but it wasn't off enough to really mess it up, and all the pieces were there to it. So, I was happy with it, but they had that DC one. They also had a Marvel 3,000 piece at Second Charles that I thought about going back and getting for the next, to do for the next Christmas, which would have been this Christmas. But after that one missing a piece and it being the same company, I said, nope, not going to chance it. And it was like $30. I wasn't gonna spend $30 on another puzzle than have a missing piece. And I'd rather get it's 2,000, but it was only $15 at Walmart, so it was half the price with only 1,000 less pieces. So,
well,
but,
hopefully not, missing one piece.
Well, this is Buffalo Games and Puzzles, and I put several of those together. In fact, and I've had this one since COVID. I got one. They made a puzzle, 1,000-piece puzzle with all 3 of the movies, and I just finally put the third one together and framed it. I don't know if you can see it. Well, which way is my camera going? There we go. So the other 2, Star Wars and Empire, I put those together back during COVID, and I never got around to this, and I finally put it together last week.
Oh, that's actually a really cool pick.
And for Marshall's room, because he's going Star Wars now, so so every one of them's the same. It's got Luke standing in the middle holding up a lightsaber, but it's Emmett is white, and then in the Bespin outfit for Empire, and it's pretty cool. I mean, and they're the same puzzle, the Buffalo Games and Puzzles. I got them at Walmart, and so yeah, those are pretty cool puzzles, and so yeah, we talk about everything here: puzzles, comics, action figures. It don't matter. We talk about it. Yeah. I did. Well, I'll tell you, I did go up to. I run up to What the Nerd yesterday because I got a layaway up there, so I went to pay on it. And I had the Watcher a long time ago when I was doing the Toy Biz Marvel Legends, and I sold him, and then of course he skyrocketed to like $200 or so, and then they re-released him here about a year or so ago, or it's probably been nearly 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
So I did go ahead. I mean, he had him for $30, which is about retail, so I went ahead and picked me up another Watcher to go with my current Hasbro Marvel Legends, and I got the one from the What If series. But he's not the comic Watcher. This is the comic Watcher. So
not as big as that either, is he?
Yeah. Well, Oh, the one from the What If.
Yeah.
He's about that tall. He is taller than the others, but he's real skinny. And this one really needs to be. I mean, this is for a 7-inch line. It's going to be close, but he really should have been about a 9-inch figure to be accurate to the comic, because he was a good bit taller. But
I love Marvel Select stuff. They do some great stuff.
Oh, they do, yeah. And now that I bought this, I'll probably announce next week that they're doing a Build-A-Figure of the comic version. I'm sure. But
be the next HasLab.
Yeah, probably next HasLab. Yeah. But anyway, I'm sorry, so yeah, I went ahead and picked him up, and that purchase for him also got me another punch on my punch card, which got me $10 more. So I put that toward my layaway, so I paid $10 more off on it.
You said that's at what store was that at?
What the Nerd up in Albertville.
Albertville, okay.
Yeah, he does layaways. So yeah, he does layaways. So I put one up there and picked up 3 more.
I've known that when he had a Spirit of Splinter.
But yeah, he had quite a few layaways. Looked like he keeps them on the shelf back there behind the counter. Looked like there quite a few of them.
It might help if I talk to people when I go into their stores.
Yeah, he's actually a member of our group. And
Gotcha.
So, but yeah,
Christmas we got to start putting stuff on layaway.
Do what now?
Getting close to Christmas, we got to start putting stuff on layaway.
Yeah.
Do y'all have to buy your own gifts too? Because I buy my gifts and then I wrap them, and then I have to act surprised when I open them. I'm the only person at Christmas that's not surprised by what I'm getting, and I'd be like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Nate says. What do you want? You get what you want for Christmas and wrap it, put it under the tree. That's okay.
Trying to talk my wife into a.
She does the same thing.
I'm trying to talk my wife into a party wagon.
Yeah. She does the same thing though, because every time I try to buy her a Christmas gift, she returns it. So she never likes it, so she returns them. So I just give
my wife
it.
Doesn't return them; she just never uses them.
No, just get what you want. Hey, just go get it. But it's hard for me to slip anything by her too. I mean, I was like, I bought her a telescope one time back not long after we were married, and I done real good. I got it, and I had it hid, had it put up. I thought, she's not gonna. And darn, stupid me, I left the receipt laying out, and she saw the receipt. But I did surprise her one time. I actually surprised her with the iPods when the iPods first come out. And wasn't that what they were called? Yeah, that you download music on now. Of course, now you do it on your phone. But I had the thing in there in the bookshelf in the bedroom. I went in there and hid it behind the book. You know, we was in there, you know, and she was getting ready to cook Christmas breakfast. And all. I said, would you go in there and get that book? I'm busy cooking. You go get it. I said, would you just go in there and get that book for me, please? Because I had it wrapped nice and neat. Oh, and she was just giving me down the road. She said, well, I can't. I'm trying to cook breakfast. Can't you get in there and get that book yourself? And I said, would you please just go get me that book? I said, please just do this one thing for me. Finally, she went in there and got the book. Of course, then she felt bad about it after she seen the gift. But I was actually able to surprise her with it, though. She knew nothing about it, and I made sure to destroy the receipt as soon as I got home with it. So, you know, fortunately, the thing worked, because if it didn't, I couldn't have took it back because I didn't have a receipt.
The closest I've ever done to that, my wife's a Doctor Who fan, and they were doing a Fathoms Christmas event at the movie theaters. And it was, I want to say it was a year, maybe 2 years after we had just gotten married. And so I bought 2 tickets for the Fathoms Christmas Doctor Who special. And I put them in a little case, wrapped them up and everything, had it ready to go. She comes into my nerd room. She's like, when did you go to the movie theater? And I said, what are you talking about? I haven't been to the movie theater. And she's like, you bought 2 tickets at a movie theater. And I was like, you can't ask questions like that because it's Christmas. And she said, I want to know who you went to the movie. I was like, here, just take it. Just take it. And she's like, oh, this is a really good present. I was like, it would have been great on Christmas.
For real.
I had arranged for babysitter and everything.
Yeah, been there and done that.
Got the same feelings.
What about you, Shane? What did you pick up this week or last couple of weeks? I know you had to bought something.
See,
Indiana Shane had to found something this past couple of weeks.
It's been complete. The only thing I got, and I didn't even get it for me, it was Corey that got it for me. It was this here figure right here. Corey ordered me one whenever they come up for pre-order.
Nice.
And so I got it today from him, and I think I like this one better than the one that come with the his tank.
I like the chrome finish.
Chrome face just puts it out there, man. It's just really awesome looking.
Is there going to be a Mickey Mouse variant?
Yeah, the other one's Mickey Mouse, but this, if it had had a chrome face, it would have been great. But this one right here is just awesome. And of course, you got the file card on back, which is multilingual. Not a lot of talk on there like the other one. That's pretty much all I got.
And I would prefer that one over the HasLab one because of the chrome face. If not, I still prefer the HasLab because of 2 things. Number one, it's got an actual real full file card, not with bilingual stuff. And it's got the white border around the front of the card like the original used to. That's what I love about it. It looks like the original package.
But yeah, I know we've talked about these cars before. The old retro style, you couldn't do that without the thing banded down here. These cars are great. They're thick.
If my understanding, they said they were only going to put the white border and around the HasLab. I don't know why. I mean, what difference? I mean, why not go ahead and put the white border around the retail?
Just so people will have holes in their collection and people be up night worrying about it.
Yeah. So now you're going to have a Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander up there with a white border, and all the rest of them's not going to have the same white border.
Why is that one different? Interesting story.
Let me tell you about it. It's conversation starters.
Yeah, I guess so. I do gotta try to get me a couple of those Cobra Troopers because
I need a couple of them myself.
From pictures I've seen, they do look really good.
This Cobra Commander it is really fantastic looking. I mean, it looks great.
Yeah.
All
right, let's see it. Open them up. Take them off the package.
I'm not opening my retro cards.
Nah, come on. You got to do it.
I'm keeping them in the package. I like the way they look.
I don't think I have anything in a package.
I started out getting 2 of each so I could open one and keep the other, but that's going out the window. I can't afford it, so I'm opening them. I'll probably turn around and sell the ones that I do got still on the card. So. But I still keep the card. So I'll just take a razor blade and just go around the bubble and cut it off, and I keep the card. That's kind of what I do all my stuff.
I was going to do that, but then I decided I just like it the way it is.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, at least you can see it.
I got all the others already, so.
Yeah.
No,
It's just so hard. It's just so hard for me to look at something in the pack and I just want to touch it. I want to play with it. I want
to pose it one time and then never touch it again.
Exactly. I want to pose it and then put it on the shelf with all the rest of them and leave it alone. And go around about every 3 years and knock the dust off of it.
And look at it and say, I should really try to put some of the other accessories with it, but...
Any news on the Dragonfly? I heard that they're not as bad this year as they were last year, but they,
all worked really well for them.
Winter's coming. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Winter's coming.
Really good too.
Yeah. Ants, on the other hand, they're horrible.
Terrible. Everywhere.
No.
If you check the email, you'll see they're saying October 24th they could start shipping. You have then to make sure your address is correct.
So you make sure your address is correct by the 24th, and about December the 30th, you'll get them.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because I think that was pretty much the same case with the Hiss, wasn't it?
Yep.
When at the end of October, when you had to confirm your address, but we still didn't get them till right around Christmas. Oh, well. I know they're going to do better on the Rattler. I can just feel it. Or maybe I've just got a fever. I don't know.
A fever.
Yeah, it probably is. All right. So what else is new? Hey, what about the? Yeah. Okay. So, boy, you're gonna have to blow that up for me. So, for those of you that don't know, apparently there's a Kickstarter for the Eagle One. If you guys remember, Space 1999, back 1976, Mattel done an Eagle One spaceship, and those things are extremely hard to find, complete and in mint condition. Zika Toys and Giant Leap Toys have teamed up to bring back what we consider to be an incredible toy from the 1970s, the Space 1999 Eagle playset. Originally produced by Mattel and released in 1976, our reimagining of the toy involves improving on features that we thought were needed and also being sure to retain some of the vintage charm of the original design. This is an officially licensed product through our partnership with ITV and Anderson Entertainment. The bang for your buck. I think, are these in order, Shane? Did you get them in order?
I believe so.
Okay. Because I can't, I'll pull them up here on my phone to make sure I'm following the right order on it here. Where am I even at? Okay. So yeah, so this was the next. I'm gonna read it off my phone. I can blow it up, see a little bit better. So here's a rundown on what the new version of the Space 1999 Eagle playset will include. The scale has been increased to give the Eagle a length of 36 inches, approximately 4 inches longer than the Mattel version. The artwork of the retail packaging will be a slightly modified version of the artwork used on the original Mattel retail packaging from 1976. The ship's surface details and markings have been improved, which is evident in the images. We're going to see those here in a minute. The command module and passenger module details have been improved with new decal graphics and added accessory pieces. These include a second weapon rack and additional weapons with improved detailing. The two included pilot figures are 3/4 inch tall and feature improved articulation using the classic O-ring design. They also include improved detailing on their helmets, gear, and spacesuits. So these things could fit in with your Joes. With your vintage Joes if you wanted them to. Okay. All right. It says the ship's landing gear is designed to be more screen accurate, including the addition of the smaller landing gear pads on the underside of the passenger module. Inserts have been added to the large rocket boosters, which also gives them a more screen accurate appearance. Images of the 3D printed resin prototype. So here you go. There's images of it there. I'm assuming from the other picture, it looks a lot wider. This is just, like I said, it's kind of gray, light gray looking here. Okay, where'd you go? Oh, that was the opening thing. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you're a Space 1999 fan and you've been looking for them Eagle ones, here's your chance. Not only to get one, but to get one that's, in my opinion, it's even cooler. I know I ain't saying it replaces the vintage. Nothing ever really replaces the vintage stuff, but this is a cool update on it, I think. And
For those of us who are younger, I have no idea what this is. What is this?
Okay.
This is awesomeness in a package.
Okay. If you go to Roku, if you got the Roku channel, Space 1999 is available to watch for free on Roku. It's a 1970s space show in which they had a base on the moon, and I think there was
it's a show, not a movie.
It's a show, yes.
It's a TV show, yes.
It only had like one season, I think, maybe two. I can't remember. But what happened was there was an explosion on the moon, and it threw the moon out of orbit, and the moon started floating away from Earth, and they were left on the moon, and they were trying to. I can't remember the detail. I actually went back and watched the pilot episode the other day because I hadn't seen it in years. I mean, it's been a long time. But this was the spaceships that they flew around on the moon in. This is like their taxi service, I guess you'd say.
Gotcha.
But they done a toy back in 1976. Mattel did this thing, and it was pretty good size. What did that say? 36 inches. So it would have been 4 inches less, been 32 inches. It was a good size, and I've known several people that have been trying to find a complete mint one.
Gotcha.
And it's virtually impossible to do. Adam, for us 30-year-olds, we need things explained. Wait a minute. What are you talking about, 30-year-old Corey? You ain't 30 years old.
Look, I mean, just looking at it as a toy, it looks fun. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But I'm not familiar with the property.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the figures, O-ring figures, which I think is pretty cool.
My wife's not that old either.
And you could use these guys on the Defiant, and the Defiant. That would be cool. Payload's buddies, his sidekicks. But look at it's got, you can see some of the detail and all in it that I think the original didn't have quite that much detail. It was a little more plain on some of the parts. 30 to 45, I run down. Oh, round down. You round way down. In that case, I'm 25. But yeah, so for the Space 1999 fans, this is pretty cool.
Oh, see, that looks cool.
Yeah. And so I'm gathering this because I don't think I don't know if the original actually separated like that. I don't think it did. I don't know. Dave may remember. I can't remember, but
so it's like a little skate pod type of situation.
Yeah, because I think that's cockpit. Isn't that the cockpit, and it's separate? Yes. I believe.
Yeah, it looks like those are the boosters from the back.
I think it was the rear cockpit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay, it may be. Yeah, because I think seemed like I do remember it separating or something. Maybe the original did do that. I can't remember.
I think it's right here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
In the back.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay.
It looks like it, yeah. Because I'm like you, that looks like the booster back there.
If my old brain remembers correctly, that's where it was at.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, this is pretty cool. This is this is a pretty cool Kickstarter.
What's the Kickstarter price for it?
I think we'll get to that here in a minute.
My fault.
I think it's 300. I don't know. I can't. What? Go back just a minute, Shane. What did that say? That was 500 edition. Okay, so playset is limited to an edition size of 500 pieces and includes the following exclusive features. And I think there is 2 different versions, if I remember right. I read it this morning. I done forgot what I read. Translucent black command module hatch, like what was used on the original Mattel version from the 1976. Red fuel tank section, like what was used on the original version from 1976. Box art will reflect the new colors of the exclusive features mentioned above. So you can get one that looks like the original, and then you get one that's got the new. I think the coloring's different on
color scheme. Yeah.
Yeah, color scheme. So, Eagle astronaut crew pack of 4 figures for the Eagle, and they're calling it Eagle 1976. Is what they're calling it. The Eagle 1976 playset. Each figure has a unique head sculpt and comes with 2 accessory pieces, stun gun and comm lock. Shipping to be calculated and billed once the order is ready to ship. So you don't get charged shipping until it actually ships. They charge you for the thing, the Kickstarter, but you don't pay the shipping until later. So that's $50 to get the assortment crew pack. And I don't know if you can buy. I think you can buy just the crew pack if you don't want to get the thing. You can get just the crew pack. So if you think about it, 4 O-ring figures for $50, that's not that bad.
No,
that's,
not
about $12.50 a piece.
Not when Super 7 started $20 a pop for O-ring figures.
Yeah. So
and the ship itself comes with 2 figures already, correct?
I think so. I think that's what it said. So you can, I mean, you'll have a full crew there. Okay, so for $329, you get the standard. This is for the standard edition of the Space 1999 Eagle playset, which will include 2 pilot figures and several accessories. Shipping to be calculated. Well, that's the shipping thing. So this one, the standard, I believe, is the original paint scheme, if I ain't mistaken.
I think it's the
new paint scheme.
The new paint scheme, correct.
Oh, is it?
Because the other one they're calling the 1976.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so retro. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So it's a little more. It's $359. The other one was $329, right?
Yeah.
Boy, y'all better at this than I am. I've read this, and that's how quick. I read it early today, and I've done forgot everything I read.
I think that one looks better with the orange on it, though.
This is for the Kickstarter exclusive retro edition of the Space 1999 Eagle playset, which will include 2 pilot figures and several accessories. The ship will feature the same color scheme of the original Mattel toy from 1976, the translucent black cockpit hatch and red fuel tanks, plus package art that's specific to this particular version. Okay, this is limited to 500 pieces. It says so. And it's, I don't know if it's done sold out or not. Or you can get the all-in package for $700. And I'm
all-in package. You get both big play sets.
Both play sets
and the
editions.
Right.
That seems like a pretty. I mean, if you're paying $350 for one of them,
right?
Plus another what was it? $50 for the crew pack.
Yeah, you had. Let me get my calculator out here because I don't want to think tonight. So it was $359 plus $329 plus $50. That's $738. So you're saving $38 by doing it all in.
Yeah,
right. I think I calculated that right. So yeah, I mean that's not bad. I mean you're getting 2 ships, and of course, I mean I'd want to go ahead and throw another $50 in there and get me another set of crew members because if you got 2 ships, you need a lot more crew members.
Yeah.
Plus, if you go with the all-in package, you get 4 pilots because you get 2 with each ship,
right?
And then you get a crew pack.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
And I mean, if it's like I said, I'm not familiar with the property, but if it says if the original one's as sought after as you're alluding to, that's probably I mean, it seems fair. Now, I've never done Kickstarter. If you back a Kickstarter and it doesn't get fully funded, do you get your money back?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I won't be backing this, but that's still good to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those crew figures, man. Now that I'm thinking about it, I wouldn't mind getting a pack of the crew members for $50. That would be pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, like I said, those would fit right in with Vintage Joe's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't
listen. If you're going to spend $50 plus shipping for that, throw another $320 at it and get you a space station.
Yeah, I don't even know where I'm going to put this Dragonfly and Rattler. I don't have no idea where I'd put that.
You got a ceiling. Get you some thumbtacks hanging from the ceiling. There you go. What's the problem?
I got a low ceiling though. I'd be like,
I got a spot to store it for you there, John.
You have.
Yeah.
It would be awesome. I mean, it's like I said, I never was a big fan of Space 1999. I know of it, and I remember watching it when I was real little, and but I mean, it's cool. I mean, it is a cool. It's like I said, from the 70s. It's one of the more well known spaceships, I guess you'd say, from that era, and what's is there another picture, Shane? I think there was.
I think that was it on them.
Okay. What can you go back to the one that had the? Because I forgot. I think it's 30% funded. I don't know when it started. Like I said, I just ran across it today. I was actually looking at the Kickstarter for the Skybound G.I. Joe books, just to see if you could still order those. Because I was just sitting there at the ER just waiting. I was like, well, I'm getting bored. And
got 213 backers right now.
About 43 days left.
Yeah, 43 days left. So they didn't. They didn't raise $75,000. That's pretty good. shooting for $250,000. But I mean, 43 days left. I'm sure they're going to get it, and it's from Falmouth, Kentucky. Falmouth, Kentucky. It looks like Falmouth. I don't know how you pronounce that. Let's say you don't pay until the campaign goal is met. Catch is there's no guarantee you'll actually get the product. That's speculation. Yeah.
That is the thing, because there's been people that got, pardon the French, screwed over on a couple of Kickstarters here recently that got completely funded and they got charged for it and paid for their stuff, and they're not getting their products. Like the Wolf ship, the Wolf helicopter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that.
People got pretty well screwed over on that one.
Wow.
They're not getting it. They totally quit production on it and everything. So
did they give them refunds?
No.
Well, that really stinks.
And the possibility of a lawsuit is not possible to get the money
you're
back.
Backing a chance for it.
Because you're basically, with a Kickstarter, what you're basically doing is you're helping them build the product.
Right.
If the product fails, then you don't get your stuff.
No.
It's a risk. Everything's a risk.
And I'll tell you that they can be, of course, like anything else, they can run into production problems and all that, but it can be a long, drawn out process. This, let me see if I got it here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Foulmouth Productions.
Yeah, that's what I said. Falmouth, Kentucky, or Falmouth, Kentucky.
Of course, said you done named the Alabama Toy Mart Production Company Foulmouth Productions. Yeah, see zero lawsuits, because it's a reward you're giving them a gift.
This
it's all risky.
Yeah, it is. That's like back before COVID. This was back in 2017, I think it was. They done a Larry Hama. This is it right here. A Larry Hama Kickstarter. Got the file card. It come with a card too and all that. Got the file card. I actually had him sign it at Joe Fest last year. But this Kickstarter, I funded it. I wished I'd got a couple more, but I didn't. But I funded it, and it literally took 3 years for them to get it and get it to people in people's hands. They had issues. They sent it off. One of the factories that started working on it, something fell through. They had to find another factory. I mean, it was just one thing after another. But what I liked about it was, at least once a month, I got an email with an update on what was going on with it. And that's my thing. I don't know why Hasbro can't at least once a month just go to their Facebook page and post an update on these HasLabs on what part of the production step they're in.
Especially
it's not that hard.
5 of them all at once.
Do what?
I said, especially since they have multiple of them all at once, because you've got Star Wars and G.I. Joe and Marvel.
Right. But I mean, is that so hard for them to do? A multi-million-dollar company, they can't go on post on Facebook just hey, here's where it's at. Or, hey, we're working on it. Hey, it's in, getting the paint apps put on. Or, hey, it's getting,
All right. It took an hour and 20 minutes, but we got to the grumpy segment. Here we go.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I'm just waiting for McFarlane to start this now. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just, just give us some information. Come on, just put it out there and let people know what's going on. Don't.
I agree with you on that.
Don't just say, "Hey."
My gripe about NECA earlier. Let me know where dinosaurs are.
Yep.
Kickstarter is like a dragonfly. Yeah, I mean it is. I mean, literally. I mean, just give us an update. Don't just say, "Hey, shipping in the fall," and then come back and say, "Well, it's delayed," and that's all we get for over a year. No, nothing. Why is it delayed? I mean, was there was there a group of ninjas invaded the factory and took it over? What? I mean, what happened? Why
we ran out of plastic.
Just tell us why. Give us an idea here. So, some clumsy goof dropped part of the mold and broke it. So now we got to go back and start and recast it. Just tell us something. Just give us some information. But they're so top secret on stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. They say that's what's cool about Raymond Toys, constantly updates about product shipping, etc. Yep. And actually, you mentioned that. I don't know if you noticed, but Raymond Toys is actually involved in that space in 1999 because they're, what is it, Ace? I think's the guy's name. That's
I think so. Yeah.
Was it? Emily would have to get her feet off the couch. That's true. Well, she's moved on up the ladder now. I don't think she, you know. You don't have to have. You don't have to have.
We're stuck with B-Mac.
Yeah, B-Mac. Which it doesn't look like he's going to be much of an improvement.
Much better.
He's going to have to work on his time management. That's for sure.
For sure. I do think Emily is still over marketing though of the G.I. Joe line.
Yeah, I think it said here. I thought I had that right there. Maybe I didn't. Final product. This product is being managed by Ace of Raymond Toys. I guess it's Raymond. Is that how you pronounce it? Raymond Toys.
I've always
Raymond,
who's become somewhat of a rock star in the collectible toy world. The product is also being manufactured at the same factory Raymond Toys uses for their production. Ace has been beyond fantastic to work with, and we're confident he'll make sure that we deliver a high quality collectible. So, I mean, that based off of that fact, I mean, it sounds like that one would be a pretty good thing, a pretty sure thing if it gets funded. But yeah, I think it if I had the money and had the space, sure, I'd love to have one. And like I said, I wasn't even that big a fan, but I think it's a cool ship. I mean, and it's nostalgic. It's pop culture, But who don't like pop culture, right? That's what I mean. That's basically what we thrive off of now is nostalgia and pop culture. I mean, you can have one of the worst movies in the world, but then it becomes a pop culture, and it gets it becomes a well-known movie, or because it was so horrible. It's like
people like it.
A train wreck. You can't stop watching it.
Right.
It's like,
I don't know. I've heard. Did y'all ever see they did a second Punisher movie, Punisher Warzone?
Warzone, yeah.
Which I could barely even watch. It was apparently it's got like it's like a new what do you call it, Rocky Horror type of thing. They have like midnight screenings of it where people go dressed as characters and watch it. And yeah, I thought it was horrible.
Yeah. I put it this way: it outdone the Deadpool Wolverine on most foul language in a movie.
It did.
It blew the doors off Deadpool Wolverine.
It was definitely over the top.
Like every other word was just. That
was the guy that just died. The guy who played Punisher just died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one that played in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
What's his name? Balin. I can't even think of his character. And actually, I liked his character. I thought that was the best character out of Ahsoka. He become one of my favorite Star Wars characters. Yeah. I can't even think of his name now. But yeah, he was the one that played the Punisher. And I can't think of the actor's name. God, that's what old age gets you right there. I mean, I can't even remember my own name half the time. I get up and say, I have to look at my driver's license sometime to remember who I am. So, who is this? Oh yeah, that's that guy that likes spends way too much money on toys.
Ray Stevenson.
Ray Stevens, that's him.
Yeah,
Ray Stevenson.
Stevenson, not Stevens.
Yeah. Oh, that's him.
He was Firefly in G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're right. He was. He was actually in a lot of things.
He has been in a lot of movies,
in a lot of things. But he was a good actor. I really liked him. I mean, he was.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, his character. I really liked his character on Ahsoka. He was the best part of the show to me. His character, because he wasn't really. He was a mercenary, but he wasn't really. He wasn't a bad guy or he wasn't a good guy. He was more. He was in it for the legacy of it, I guess you'd say, for the, he was trying to get to that planet where where I didn't forget. See, that's what I'm talking about. I can't even remember. I watched the show and I can't even remember what the
he was helping whoever could get him to his desired location.
Yeah. But he wanted there because that was supposed to be sort of the beginnings of the Jedi or something.
Yeah.
Maybe I can't remember. They had the giant statues
or something like yeah.
Or something. So it was like
it was somebody. I don't know. I haven't seen the new Joker. I heard it's not very good.
I heard it's not good either.
That's what I've been hearing. We did get to go see Beetlejuice, and I liked it. It was fun. It was a fun movie. Of course, Michael Keaton. I mean, anytime he plays Beetlejuice, I mean, you gotta love it.
I'm really hoping his little resurgence he has going on since Spider-Man. I really want them to do a Batman Beyond live action with him being retired Batman. I was really hoping that would happen when they were talking about doing it on HBO and stuff. But
that was cool. I mean, that was the only reason I watched the Flash movie was because
me too.
Back as Batman and having a Batmobile.
The rest of the movie was pretty horrible.
Yeah. And the what I loved the most, spoiler alert, so if you ain't watched the movie yet, close your ears if you don't want to hear it. But it ain't that bad. What I loved about the Beetlejuice sequel, they did the sandworms in the clay animation just like they did the original. And it made it, I loved it they done them that way. It wasn't, I was expecting, new CGI and it make it look realistic and all that.
Take a note, Star Wars. We want real stuff.
But I loved that they done that. It was sort of like a nod to the original.
Yeah, that fits right in with Tim Burton, though. He likes all the clay animation stuff and everything.
Yep.
Yeah. And of course, it had that. It's funny because you can say the F word one time and it'd be PG-13, but you can't say it twice. So he used the F word one time. So then the next time he used it, they just said beep.
No, my only worry with it was and I don't know, I haven't watched it yet. It seems like there might be a lot of what I call the Johnny Depp factor. Like when Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one came out and everybody loved Johnny Depp in it. So then the second one came out and it was all Johnny Depp all the time.
Yeah.
I want to watch Beetlejuice. I don't need to see Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice for the full movie. That less is more. And
it wasn't. It was about the same amount of time as any other. I mean, there was a good part of the movie it went through before it even got up to,
Good.
I mean, they had little cameos there to start off with, but yeah, it wasn't just because really when you think about it, even in the old movie, it was more about Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis's characters, the Maitlands, and not so much about Beetlejuice. He really wasn't in it that much in the original.
No,
just, here and there. And this was more about Lydia and her daughter, and that sort of thing. And they had a unique way of bringing in the dad, the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hasn't he been in legal trouble or something like that?
Oh yeah, he's been in legal trouble, but you just have to watch it to see what I'm talking about. He was in it, but he wasn't in it.
Right.
You just have to, because basically they tell the story of what happened to him, and while they're telling the story, it's showing a flashback of what happened to him and with clay animation characters, and so.
Do they talk about the Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis characters?
They did mention them and why they're not in it.
Okay.
They kind of resolved that, why they weren't there anymore, why they weren't still haunting the house, and basically, like I said, spoiler alert for don't hear. Basically, Lydia, somebody asked, and Lydia, or her daughter asked about what happened to him or something, and Lydia said they found a loophole and was able to move on. That's basically what she said.
Gotcha.
Alec Baldwin got in trouble for possibly killing somebody, and he's not looking to be on the screen anytime soon.
As far as the dad, like I said, I can tell you if you want me to, but you got to, spoiler alert for anybody that want to listen. I mean, basically, he died by getting his head bit off by a shark. So in the movie,
Mhm.
he was in the afterlife where Beetlejuice was, but he was walking around with like just this a big chunk, and his head was gone. So you didn't really see his head, but you could hear him talk, and blood be squirting out. So,
That's funny.
so they had a unique way of doing it, yeah. But but it was a fun movie. I liked it. I thought it was fun, And the two things that I guess Michael Keaton will always be remembered for is Beetlejuice and Batman.
Yep.
But,
Yep. And Jack Frost. Don't
oh
forget
yeah,
the
he
movie
was Jack Frost. Yeah, I forgot about Jack Frost.
I love that movie.
Gosh,
It was
I
great.
haven't seen that movie in years. But I think, didn't I see somewhere where they were coming out with some good articulated Beetlejuice figures? Is it NECA putting those out?
There's a bunch of companies doing them. SH Figure Arts has one. NECA has a new version where he's in, like, when he first comes out of the grave and it's in like a duster. They have a version where he's highly articulated like that. And then somebody else has one coming out, maybe like I can't remember what other company would have it, but SH Figure Arts has one coming out. It's Mezco. Mezco has one coming out.
Mezco, right? Yeah, that's
because Mezco has a deluxe one that comes with like the tombstone and all types of stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
I just have the. I'll grab them.
Johnny.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
little
about
reissue
Johnny
one.
Dangerously.
Yeah.
Which, it serves its purpose, but very limited articulation. You got arms, hands, got this weird little waist area here, and then his feet swivel, and that's it. So you can't do a whole lot with him, but it's Beetlejuice.
He still looks cool.
Oh no, he looks absolutely great.
Yeah, that's the tour guy.
And I mean, I don't know how much I'd actually need to pose a Beetlejuice figure either. So
yeah.
Dave mentioned Johnny Dangerously. I forgot about that. That was a good movie too. I ain't seen that movie in years. With Michael Keaton. That was where he was in the mob or something, wasn't it? Was it a mob, a hitman or something? I think.
Multiplicity was wonderful.
What was? Multiplicity.
Yeah,
where he
played himself. My favorite is the. You know how when you make a copy of a copy and it doesn't look right? Yeah, that's what's wrong.
Yeah.
I tell you, you're talking about Johnny Dangerously. I don't know why it reminded me, but my all-time favorite Stallone movie. It's not Rambo. It's not Rocky. My all-time favorite Stallone movie is Oscar. Remember Oscar where he's the mob boss trying to go straight? I absolutely love that movie. It's hilarious.
I thought you were going to say Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
No, that wasn't that one. Mom movie spoof, yeah. I loved it. That was to me, that was one of Stallone's better movies. I mean, it's like, but that's good. That's good. Gosh, now we're going down memory lane. Gosh, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and find Johnny Dangerously again. It's been years since I've seen it. God, that's what 1987 or something like that when it came out. A long time ago. And wow. So okay, what we got next? He's got something. We got 25 more minutes. Come on, John, over the top. Over the top. Oh, with the arm wrestler. Yeah, I forgot about that one. That was
a good one.
Who was in that with him? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I've
been thinking lately about TV series toy lines we have.
What's that now?
I said I've been thinking a lot about the TV series toy lines we used to have.
Oh yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I've been thinking a lot about those here lately.
Oh yeah, MASH.
And things, some of them that I would like to see come back would be the MASH toy line from the TV series. I mean, those anybody can do it.
Those were O-ring too, weren't they?
No, I don't think they were.
Were they not?
I think some of them were, but I don't think all of them was.
Yeah. I can't remember.
I think most of them were, they've been at the elbows, arms, and stuff. Some of them were O-ring, though, I do believe.
Yeah.
But
that would be cool for them to do them in O-ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think any retro toy lines that they're going to do 3 3/4 inch size need to all be O-rings. Just for the nostalgia of it.
You see that was
you know what?
picture of the group together.
You know what I would love? I would love for them to do a Star Wars O-ring line. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Who is that? Oh, that's Klinger in his.
Yeah, that's Klinger. Klinger. I mean, that would be great.
I don't know if they'd be able to make that today.
Oh yeah, but that was you got the helicopters you could have for them.
Oh yeah, that's good.
There's Klinger in a pink outfit this time around.
Those were cool figures. I mean, and I think they had a play set. Yeah, there it is, right there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
military
had the big map. They were cardboard cutouts that you could put together and pop up, right?
Yep, they were. Yeah, it was cool. And then another one would be this one here.
Yep.
I mean, O-ring style. Just great. I mean, just awesomeness there.
Yep. I love
then
those.
You also had this type of 18 figures also.
I love those too. I thought them was great back in the day.
And then there's the 5-pack or the 4-pack of the guys together.
Yep. Those were Galoob, right?
Those were, Galoob done those, and I think
MASH was. We talked about this before. MASH wasn't Galoob; they were Mego, weren't they?
Yeah, I believe so.
TriStar International, it says.
TriStar, yeah, TriStar.
Yeah, TriStar.
TriStar, yeah. But yeah, I mean, these are some lines that I would love to see come back. What's some lines you guys would love to see come back and characters in it? Yeah. I just think things like this is something that we could really look forward to. If someone would jump on board, they could call it the TV series line.
Oh, yeah.
Just have all kinds of stuff out there. It'd be great.
I like I said, I still want to see some Battlestar Galactica figures. And Buck Rogers. I like the old Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers was O-ring too, weren't they?
There's a couple of comments.
They were Mego, I think. Or were they Galoob?
Yeah, I think Buck Rogers was Mego.
Hardcastle McCormick. Actually, they got that on the Roku channel. I saw it the other day. I bookmarked it. I loved Hardcastle McCormick. That's a movie, a show I hadn't seen in years. And everybody watched it just because of the car.
Hey, Chad. How you doing?
One that I've always wanted, and it's not from when I was younger. It's when I was, I don't know, I guess middle school and high school. It's a show called Farscape.
Oh, I love Farscape.
Oh, if we could get figures from, they did a line. Somebody did a line of them when it was out, and it's the, they can barely move type of figures and stuff. But I would love just the main crew, just like the 5 or 6 main crew, maybe a pilot to go with it, because that show was so.
I love that show.
I remember watching that, and like the idea of that show, that they're escaped convicts running from a totalitarian government and outer space, and the spaceship is alive, and I was just like, "Whoa, that's too much." I would love figures from that line.
The characters and some of the characters, like you remember the one alien that blew apart, but he was still alive, and they had to gather all his pieces and get him back together. You remember that one?
I don't remember that part.
I mean, it just had weird.
It was definitely a unique show. And it was Jim Henson Studios. So I mean, all the stuff looked great and all types of stuff. I love those.
I was excited because they announced, during the 3rd season, they said it got renewed for a 4th and 5th season. Mm-hmm. But then after the 4th season, they canceled it because Ben Broder and Claudia Black went to Stargate. They swapped them over to Stargate. And so then they ended up short running it, and then they done that Peacekeeper War movie or whatever to kind of.
Yeah, it was like a miniseries or so, like they released it as a movie. Yeah,
to kind of finish it off,
finish the story as best as possible.
But I really was hoping that would have kept going, because that was an awesome show. I loved it.
That was a very cool show. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I've got dinosaurs and I've got Alf. Those were always my go-to ones. And
here's another one I would love to get too.
Them Newt boys.
I love it.
Yeah.
Never my thing.
I don't think we'll see a General Lee, though. I don't think
I could see them doing like a Twilight series. Twilight Zone series.
That would be awesome, yeah.
Just because, you have icon like the pig surgeons and all that kind of.
Oh yeah,
See somebody doing that.
yeah. You got to have the Gremlin with William Shatner on the plane. You know?
Yeah,
that was a classic one. And yeah, there's several classic characters from that series that they could do. I mean, you could do. I mean, there's a lot of them I could do.
yeah.
Another one of my, of course, Star Trek the original series. That's my number one favorite sci-fi show. But my number two favorite sci-fi show is another '60s show called The Invaders, and I love that show. And of course, I see Adam shaking his head. I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
So the premise is,
or the great one, the V.
V. I know V. I know that one. I recognize that.
The actor in The Invaders, I think it was the same guy that played the fugitive in the Fugitive TV series. I can't remember his name, but basically he discovered there were aliens here on Earth trying to take over the Earth, and they could disguise themselves as humans, and he was trying to warn people and trying to tell people, and it's like they had, it was weird because their pinky would always stick out or something. That's how you could tell them apart, from regular humans. Or something. And but I don't know why I just loved that show, watching it. Of course, I didn't, I wasn't around in the '60s, but I watched it in rerun, and I've actually they put it out on DVD, the whole series here a while back, 3 or 4 seasons, and that's one I would love to see some figures of that. But I mean, there wouldn't be too many. You could do a couple of the aliens and maybe him. It wouldn't be very many. But like Shane said, if they done like a sci-fi TV series, where you could get some characters from all the different sci-fi shows or something like that, that would be cool.
Oddly enough, NECA is doing a Jessica Fletcher Murder, She Wrote figure. It's their 8-inch. It's their 8-inch cloth figure line. I don't want that. I want the Ultimates line, just a regular plastic figure.
Yeah.
But I also want, what was the guy's name from Unsolved Mysteries? Robert Stack, is that right?
Unsolved Mysteries.
Unsolved Mysteries. The guy who hosted Unsolved Mysteries has.
Yeah, I think it was Robert Stack, wasn't it?
Yeah, I want him too, because that stuff used to haunt me as a child. Those two shows, my parents used to watch them, and then they'd let me stay up till 8 to watch them with them, and then I'd go to bed and have nightmares. So.
Now I tell you, Shane mentioned the V series too, and we just got a comment there about the V series. And they actually done some figures for the V series, not very many, but
that's right.
That would be cool to do some V figure. And when everybody sees Robert Englund, they automatically think Freddy Krueger. I don't. Every time I see Robert Englund, I always think about him being that alien,
being the lizard.
he was the one that swapped sides and helped the humans.
Exactly.
And that's what I always remember him from when I see him. That's the first thing I think about.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be another cool sci-fi series that they could do.
They rebooted that TV show V.
I watched one episode of it. I just couldn't get into it.
I think it was only it made it 3 seasons, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it.
The original.
The other one that's been on my list for a while and is getting fulfilled is Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and, like the Palisades that you have behind you.
Mm-hmm.
They were supposed to do Sesame Street figures, and then that got canceled. And I guess Palisades went under right after that. Yeah. And so now that NECA is doing the Sesame Street figures, that's another line that I'm going to be all about for a little bit.
Yeah. And I'm glad they're doing it on Hasbro, because if Hasbro's doing it, we'd have like 15 different Elmo figures. And
well, I had always been hoping for Diamond to pick it up because they're doing the Muppets now.
Yeah.
And I'd really like them to blend into each other. It's just like, I forget who it is, but somebody's doing the Fraggle Rock figures. And I'd like to get some of those to go with my Muppets, but they're way too big.
Isn't the Super 7 doing the Fraggle Rock? I'll tell you who's doing it.
It's not Super 7. It's somebody else. I can't think
of
who
it
it is.
the other day.
That wasn't Raymond Toys, was it?
No, I don't think so.
I remember seeing them. They look neat. The figures.
They look nice. They look great. They're just too big to go with the Diamond Muppets.
Yeah, they are big.
Which the NECA Sesame Streets are going to be too big to go with the Diamond Muppets too. But I don't care. I'm getting them.
I don't know if I told y'all this, but the most horrifying thing that I've ever seen in my life, when we went to HasCon back in 2017 and we got to tour the Hasbro factory and they took us through and showed us all the steps. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, we complain about the price of figures, but in a way, after seeing all the detail that goes in it and all the work, it surprises me they make them as cheap as what they do. And I know I still like to complain about the price sometimes. Don't get me wrong, but they do put. I mean, it is a lot that goes into them in the designing and all. But the most horrifying thing that I ever seen in my life, I saw in their factory. And when we got outside, my wife, first thing she said, I saw the most scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I looked at her and I said, was it the skinless Tickle Me Elmo? And she said, yeah. They had an Elmo. It's just the robotic part without the skin on it. And that's, if you saw that in a dark alley, it would literally scare you to death. It was the most horrifying looking thing you've ever seen in your life.
I don't know. For me, it's the there's a picture floating around of the decrepit, decaying Ninja Turtle suit from the movies. Where like all the foam latex has dried out and it just, but like his eyes and his teeth are just, and it's like,
I think I've seen that. I think I see what you're talking
about. That picture is, you don't forget that picture.
I would have loved to take a picture of that Tickle Me Up, but of course they wouldn't let us take pictures in there while we're in there.
Yeah, the Fraggle Rock is being released by Boss Fight Studios.
That's who it is. That's who it
Boss
is.
Fight.
And they are going to be 5-inch figures.
Yeah, they're too big. One of my friends on Instagram, he has them. Took pictures to send me side by side with the. They're way too big.
Yeah. 14 points of articulation, wide range of show specific accessories, retail around $40.
Yep. The one that I thought about getting was the dog, which is actually not a Fraggle, but the human in the show's dog.
Yeah.
Because I thought I could make him blend in good enough. He could be bigger than the Muppets, but not worth it.
Teddy
Ruxpin, that would be fun.
Didn't they re-release Teddy Ruxpin here a while back?
They have re-released him a couple times. The most recent one, he has like digital eyes and stuff. And it's like one of the complaints that people had about it, I guess, was when you turn it off, like the lights go off on his eyes. So it's just like this hollow-looking Teddy Ruxpin staring at you or something.
Kind of like having a Chucky doll corner, ain't it?
Yeah. So they've re-released him a couple times.
So what other shows would y'all like to see figures? I'm trying to think because I know, like I said, I want some Cylons bad. I want from Battlestar Galactica. They definitely need to redo those and I would love if it were like 3 3/4 inch so you can get the. I guess they could do 6 inch and still do like the Viper fighters and but and the Cylon ships, but that and Buck Rogers would be two sci-fi shows I'd definitely like to see figures on.
Or how about some Magnum PI stuff? That would be great.
Yeah, you could do the helicopter and the.
Yeah,
they could reuse the helicopter mode for the MASH set too.
Mm-hmm. A bunch of characters there you could do.
Yeah.
Most recently, the NECA Trick or Treaters have made me want them to do a 3-pack of 3 Ninjas. Y'all.
Oh yeah.
When that's when I wanted to be a ninja when I was a kid. The 3 Ninjas, because they all have the mask and they just have the little kid body. Just be perfect. Do me 3 Ninjas.
Yeah.
And I've seen because NECA did a ET, right? Didn't they do an ET?
Yeah.
See, it would have been cool if they would have done the kid in the Yoda outfit from ET to go with it.
I think they have one of their trick or treaters because like apparently that line that did really well, so they've released more and more of them. Yeah. I think they have a Yoda one coming out of.
Oh, do they?
I could be wrong, but I think they do have one.
Yeah,
now the ET's kind of like the Alf figure. Alf is bigger than what he should be.
Yeah.
Because when you we'll go with McFarlane 7-inch figure, Alf 7-inch figure. Alf should be about at his waist.
Right.
Yeah.
So Alf's way bigger than he should be.
We need to Beverly Hills.
ET was kind of the same way.
Oh, Beverly Hills Ninja.
Now, I would love some Beverly Hillbilly action figures.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool
the
too.
truck is a playset. That would be
Adam's Family.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, Addams
But
Family.
I don't want the TV show. I want the 90s movies. Adam's
Yeah.
Family. Like that's who I want.
You know, that's one of the few TV shows that they remade into a movie that I actually like. Because most of the time they mess them up, but I actually like both of them. And you know, I was really impressed as Christopher Lloyd's portrayal of Uncle Fester. When I first heard he was playing Uncle Fester, I'm like, what? But it he was done great. A good job. And you know,
Angelica Houston as Morticia was perfect.
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island.
Oh yeah.
I could go for. You could sell the broken boat. You could have little huts that they built.
Yeah, the huts. Yeah, you could have Mr. Howe's golf course with a little golf course scene. That would be cool with the stick with a seashell on the end for a putter. You know,
I think a toy company could get a real stretch with that.
You could. I mean, think about the headhunters and. All the different characters, like Kurt. Remember when Kurt Russell was the Jungle Boy on there in that one episode, and you know they could do a ton of characters off of that.
Well, and then like it's kind of like with Alf, you have the base figure, just give them different accessories,
right?
You know, so if you had the Howls wearing different outfit, people would buy it. Yeah. The professor with a different invention that he's created, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people would do it.
A bamboo stethoscope.
You could have Gilligan dressed up as the headhunter, you know. Oh, and the giant spider from the cave. Remember that one?
Yeah. And the pilot that would fly away.
Wrong way, Feldman.
Then come back, wrong way. Yeah.
Wrong way, Feldman.
They could always do Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
I don't know how much people would want to collect that, but that'd get the
you'd
nostalgia
have to have
going.
Marcia with a football and a swollen nose, and they'd have to have sound chips because you'd have to have her go, Marcia, Marcia, Marcia,
and Glass, her boyfriend Glass.
Yeah, it'd be just an empty box.
It'd be an empty box.
George Glass.
I would like McFarlane to do, now that they've done Adam West, I want more 66 stuff. Like I want Burt Ward Robin, but I also want Wonder Woman, Linda Carter Wonder Woman, and I want John Wesley Shipp Flash. I want those like a classic line from McFarlane. I think that'd be awesome, but hopefully he doesn't.
I wish he was doing the 66 Batman stuff the same scale as the
same scale. I agree.
Yeah. I hate to do it. He did one scale and a different scale, and just
Well, and like those figures look good for what they are, as far as like limited articulation and everything. It's just I don't collect that scale, so it's kind of pointless.
Mm-hmm.
I love them. Was it Mattel done they done the 66 Batman figures?
They all had like the Bat Cave
awesome.
And everything with them.
Yeah.
They were awesome.
Yeah, and I had all those, and I got rid of them. I wished I'd kept them, especially that Batmobile. And I don't know why I did. I'm stupid, I guess. I just one of them things where I was running out of space and I had to let something go, and that was it. But I kind of wished I'd kept them now, because I even had the Toys R Us 3-pack that had Batgirl in it, because that was the only way you could get Batgirl.
They keep telling us that those things are coming, but then at Comic-Con, McFarlane didn't show anything like that. I really wonder if at Comic-Con, if they like a bunch of the companies were holding stuff back for some reason. Because, like I said, with NECA, it didn't seem like they showed a whole lot of new stuff. They didn't, or a whole lot of reveals. McFarlane didn't really show a whole lot of stuff. Diamond didn't really show a whole lot of stuff. I don't know.
Have I missed New York Comic Con, or is it?
New York Comic Con is at the end of this month, I think.
End of this month, yeah. I suspect we'll see things there. I think they're holding them for that. I don't know why, but
I'm like I said, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hoping, NECA.
Yeah, I think they will. Speaking of cons, we need to talk about a few of them that's coming up around here.
Oh yeah, gosh, it is almost 9:00. How about that?
So let's get this on there real quick. This one here is the Rocket City Toy and Comic Expo in Huntsville, Alabama. It's going to be October 19th to the 20th. Used to be just one day. Now it's going to be 2 days. It's a good show. I've been there a couple times. It's really it's growing. They're getting bigger. So 50 plus vendors this time around. $10 entry fee for VIP. $5 for entry. Sunday,
That's
10
not
to
bad.
4 to 5. Yeah, it's not bad at all. And kids at 12 and under are free. It's a good one. We've got a bunch of guys in the group that will be at this show. Dan Strickland will be there. Kip Reeves will be there. A couple others I can't really think of right now, but they'll be there also. And then the next one that I know of is going to be this one here.
Woo woo!
Which is run by one of the guys in our group, Jonathan Wolf. And if everybody knows, he's moved his shop to downtown Gaston. So go check him out. He got a great guy. He'll work with you on everything. He's a really good guy. But yeah, this one right here is going to get bigger and bigger every year.
And I will be at that show again. So if you want dioramas, come out.
There'll be several of our guys set up at this show also. Last time was great. It was awesome.
It's crowded.
Yeah, it was crowded for a while.
It was. I was really surprised at the turnout on it.
I was too. I was not expecting that.
Really, really
And
crowded.
I'll be honest, a few weeks earlier, we went to FarleyCon up in Chattanooga, and dare I say, there were more people in Gaston.
Oh, yeah. Every bit of
And
it.
I think there were more vendors, or at least it looked like there were more vendors. And yeah, they had a lot of artists and stuff at FarleyCon, but I think over time, they'll be able to get them to come to Gaston CollectorCon too. And
I do believe Johnson did. I do believe he said that he's full up on vendors on this one already. Also, I believe.
I think they were waiting. Last time I talked to John, he was saying that they had a couple people that they were waiting for payment from, and once they got payment, then they were going to be full.
Right.
Okay. I guess I'm one of them.
And it's going to be in the bigger area this time around, also. So
yeah, it's supposed to be the I guess like triple the amount of space or double the amount of space or something like that. They said. So hopefully there's more walking room.
Yeah, maybe. But it's February 8th, 2025, just right around the corner. 9 a.m. VIP tickets, $10. 10 a.m. $5 general admission. You want to talk to him? There's contact info at the bottom. Kids 12 and under get free. You're going to have cosplay giveaways and more, and food trucks there. I didn't get to eat from the food truck, but a lot of people said it was great there. There was a ramen noodle food truck.
The thing that surprised me at the last one was how many people were there in cosplay. I couldn't believe in Gadsden there was that many people.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, you can get to cosplayers no matter where. People like to dress up. It gives them an opportunity to do that. I mean, you don't get to do that every day. I mean, some of them probably do, but they probably get looked at weird most of the time. But
I mean, I was looking at some people weird. Might be why they didn't buy too much from me.
Yeah, and when of course, you're always going to see a few that you wished hadn't done cosplay.
So. That always happens to us for some reason. Yeah, go out and support both of these events if you can. Really, they're really good. I enjoy them both.
You always got some 400-pound guy that thinks he can pull off the Spider-Man spandex. I don't know.
Hey, I told you I look good.
It was scary. We still have pictures. It's pretty rough. Yeah. Then you got the old guy with the lion cloth on. Nothing but the lion loincloth. But anyway, that's the only two cons I know of right now. Tupelo Con for people on my side of the state here. It's coming up. But I can't remember when it is. No. I've never been to it. I just saw it posted the other day. These two are Alabama run, so try to get out and support them.
Yep. All right. Well, hey, man,
Toylanta's right around the corner after that too.
Toylanta will be in March.
Yep. Trying to get in at Toylanta. That's my goal. My goal with this whole diorama scheme was to do at Toylanta. So that's my goal. I keep checking every day.
Yeah. That, and you got to get into Joe Fest too. You know.
Yeah, I don't know about Joe Fest. Toyland is what I'm aiming at.
You hit Toyland, you got to hit Joe Fest.
Yeah.
Especially with some of your battle scene dioramas you got.
Yeah.
Knocked everything down. Yeah, I mean, I'm not
in
opposed to
Augusta,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Do what now?
Yeah.
It's
What's
in
another hour?
Augusta.
You know, that
Another hour away.
Travel.
Another hour away from Atlanta. That's all.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, really, when you think about it, we got a lot of good shows around different areas.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll still make one happen in Birmingham sometime soon. We've kind of looked into that, and you know, hey,
Birmingham's
honestly,
got decent like Comic-Cons and stuff, but nothing geared primarily towards toys.
Yeah, it's mostly gothic stuff on a lot of those.
Yeah, or anime.
Yeah, anime is what I like. I've gone to three different ones in Birmingham, and there's 2 or 3 toy vendors, but then it's mostly cosplay or anime. So
Yeah, some of them might have just been normal.
Just been normal clothes.
I like your costume. What costume?
Yeah.
I still think if you could get the Civic Center over in Oxford, that would be perfect because it's right off the interstate.
Mm-hmm.
You're halfway between Atlanta and Birmingham. I think you'd have an awesome show there. But I have no idea what it costs to rent it or what I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't checked into it. But it just seems to me like that would be a good spot because you're right there between 2 big cities. And,
Well, and anytime I'm coming back from Atlanta, I pull off into Oxford for the exchange anyhow. So
right, yeah.
And I'm sure everyone else who's coming back towards Alabama from Atlanta does the same exact thing.
Yep.
I'll pull off for it ain't the steakhouse no more. What it used to be, I can't remember the name of it. That's why I pull off there for.
Oh, the Western Sizzler?
Yeah, the Western Sizzler. It's not there no more, but that's why I used to pull off there for.
They closed the Western Sizzler, didn't they?
It's something else now. Some other
really?
Yeah.
Oh, one other toy line that should be made: Sopranos.
Sopranos, yeah, that'd be fun.
Sopranos would be great.
Yeah.
But anyway, good show, guys. Good having you on, Adam.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Had a good. I mean, wow! I don't know where that 2 hours went. Once we got to rolling, we just kept on rolling.
You get to talking, it goes. We appreciate everybody watching and tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button.
So
share.
Share and share a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey,
good night, guys.
Good night.
See ya.